Warning: the following content is my shit. The opinions expressed by me and my guests are just that, opinions, not dicks. Don't take it so hard. I'm obnoxious and vulgar, so you probably shouldn't let your kids watch my shit. I cuss, I drink, I say whatever I want without any regard to the consequences, and I laugh at inappropriate things. I'm not gonna change now. Don't like it? Fuck off. So, viewer discretion is advised, or whatever. What's going on, everybody? This week it was almost hard to get going. I've just been having a hard time the last couple of days, and and it makes it worse when I don't film. Then that stress gets on me because I hate not posting. I hate not having something to post, especially when it comes to Titan Uncensored, because that has such a schedule. It's regular. You know, game videos or vlogs or stuff. I can just post one a week here or there if I'm not feeling it. But like Titan Uncensored, I hold myself accountable. That Monday at 7, it's gonna come out. So when it doesn't, it's all fucked. I didn't want to keep putting that stress on myself, and then when Monday comes, you know, not have anything done, or Sunday post, oh no Titan Uncensored this week because I'm a piece of shit. And then that Monday at 7, I'm always like, I should have just done one. So I didn't want that because I hate that. But so with all that being said, as you can see, the topic or whatever episode today is about mental health, and I wanted to do this one, and I was like, I don't want it to be like a downer thing, like it's real serious and I see somebody, and I don't want it to be like that because that's not my shit, and it's hard because that's kind of the mood I'm in. I happen to notice that it is actually Drink Wine Day, like National Drink Wine Day. So I was like, you know what? At least I have a backbone. At least I have something to fall back on. So I'm gonna drink a little wine. I'm gonna try to finish this bottle. But I got some White Claws here as well because I bought this bottle the other day because I like wine, and I bought this bottle the other day and wasn't feeling it. As I'm getting older, man, I used to be able to drink and eat and anything. And now, like, I mean, obviously I can't eat whatever I want. And I can't drink whatever I want all the time because I have really bad acid reflux or heartburn, all that shit. So I eat Tums like it's candy now. And White Claw's not too bad, but it fucks me up a little bit. But man, the other day I drank like, I put like a half a little glass of wine. I was like, I'm just gonna drink some wine. And it, like, that half a glass murdered me. So I've eaten like 3 Tums, but just in case it gets too hardcore, the wine's too hardcore, we're gonna switch to White Claw. I don't want to sound like drinking is like a coping mechanism or a crutch or whatever, because that's what people always think. When you're having mental health issues and you drink, people are like, oh, that shouldn't be the thing. Go beat your fucking cats, Karen. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want. I'm gonna get some more Tums. Alright, so, yeah, Tums. I get the smoothie ones, because they're pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and have another one while we get into it. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to, drink wine day, and, also, hope maybe talk about some real shit. You guys like this shirt? I'm a huge fan of Candy vs. Spenny. It's a random Canadian show from fucking forever ago, and it's just awesome. They literally have every episode on YouTube. There's a competition. It's just 2 best friends. They live together, and every episode is a competition. Some of it's like staged, but it's still funny. This is from the Who Can Imitate the Other Guy Better, and this is Kenny pretending to be Spenny, eating shit next to a toilet. So if you get bored drinking or you're high on something, you're looking for just something stupid to fucking watch, I highly recommend you go to YouTube and just search for Kenny versus Spenny. The guy on the show, Kenny, he actually, it's his channel. He put all the episodes down there for free, and that's pretty cool. So check that out. Free plug. I'm trying to eat this because it's bothering me to like talk and have it in my mouth. Terrible idea. All right, it's gone. So yeah, so mental health. I mean, there's a plethora of things that fall under that umbrella. I think obviously, typically the usual stigma for it is like depression when people think of mental health, and especially now with the pandemic and the world just really being fucked. Like depression's easy to get, even if you're not like clinically diagnosed and all that shit. It's not special to have depression. You're not weird for being depressed. A lot of people are, and a lot of you always see like the things on like Facebook and Instagram and stuff that it's like always check on your friends that are smiling, stuff like that. The most depressed people can hide it pretty well. And I mean, I'm not saying like I'm like super depressed about to fucking go kill myself, but I definitely battle with a lot of shit, and I try to hide it here. Making jokes and all that shit. And even with my friends and stuff, I like to not project that I'm in a bad place, because I don't like being coddled. Like, oh, honey, oh, you're depressed. Oh, what can I do? Oh, it's okay. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Like when you're in that mood. Basically, my thing is I don't like pretty much like interaction. I'm doing this because I don't have to interact with anybody. I don't have a guest this week, but also because it will help me fight. Like I said, it will help me fight it, because then this is one less thing I'm stressed about, and one less thing that's giving me anxiety, and one less thing that's making me depressed and not feel like I'm a fuck up. A big thing for me that fuels a lot of my anxiety and my depression. I have both. Used to take medication, but I switched states, and I don't have insurance, so my medication. So yeah, I used to be on medication, and like I've seen like a therapist and stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that stuff. I've never been for or against either of those. I'm not one of those people who I don't think there's anything wrong with taking medication for any kind of mental health, because your mind it's a muscle. I mean, you hurt your fucking ankle, you're gonna take some ibuprofen. You get a headache, you're gonna take a leave. You know what I mean? And that's all medication is. Your mind is just as fragile and as important as your physical fucking shit. I don't like when it becomes a crutch. And I remember I told my doctor when I was on medication, I was like, I don't want to be something I can't live without, because I've known people who, if they don't take their medication, they are fucked. And if they take too much of it, they are fucked. You know what I mean? And I never wanted that. So I was always on low dose stuff that was more situational. It wasn't wake up every day and take one of these and then afternoon. I was taking stuff that, if you feel an anxiety coming, or you're starting to get depressed, or you're starting to get in these moods, you're acknowledging that this is happening. Like, take this, take two of these, and like mellow out, basically. And I never like abused. I wasn't fucking taking anything fucking crazy like Xanax or anything. So it wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm about to get high, just pop some pills. Like, fuck those people. Like, I dated someone who fucking wasn't supposed to drink when they were on medication. Like, when they were taking their medication, they weren't supposed to drink. They're supposed to take it like twice a day. Don't wake up and drink, and don't drink. I don't know what the fucking thing was. I don't fucking know. But they weren't supposed to drink a lot with their medication, and she was fucking an alcoholic. An alcoholic. I mean, like, hey, fucking scraping fucking coins off the floor. What are you doing? Why are you taking my change? Oh, I'm walking to the corner store, grab a Four Loko. Like, what the fuck? Maybe you shouldn't be drinking right now. And would be drunk and then be like, oh, I'm gonna take some more medication because I don't feel good. Well, you don't feel good because you're not supposed to take alcohol with your medication, and now you're taking a fucking cocaine in a can. That's why you don't feel good. Maybe you shouldn't. And then she would legit turn into a lunatic and like attack me. And like she attacked my family one time. It was a mess. So yeah, but also one thing I've always had problems with is insomnia. I've always been an insomniac. I just have problem. I've never in my 30 plus years of living been able to lay down in bed and close my eyes and go to sleep. Ever. Even when I was a kid. I've never been able to just like get in a car and go to sleep, or come in and just lay down and go to sleep. I can never do that. I can never sleep in weird places. I just cannot turn my brain off, and I think it's so interesting, like to be around people who can do that, who can lay down and 2 minutes later be out. Like it literally, if I lay down to go to sleep, it's like a 2 or 3 hour process. It doesn't matter if I turn everything off, if I turn all the lights off, if I put my phone away. I've tried all that shit. I know how to kind of course my mind into it now, but it's never been. I don't know if it ever will be. Even I was on medication for my insomnia at one point, and it was the only thing that worked was Ambien. If I took Ambien, like I would go to sleep easier, but it was still a fucking. It wasn't took the Ambien, lay down, went to sleep. It was I take the Ambien and I fucking like freak out and then pass out. It was terrible, and I just hated what it did to me because it was a thing where I definitely couldn't function. I had to be I'm going to sleep. I couldn't take an Ambien and take a nap. You know what I mean? And even uh, to go back to it was the same girl who was on that medication. She knew. Like I told her, like when I'm take my Ambien, that means we're going to bed, or I'm going to bed. You do what you want to do. And it was one of her times when she was real fucking drunk and just being kind of goofy. And I was like, all right, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I'm taking Ambien. She's like, all right. And I was like, don't wake me up. Like I know you're drinking, and don't wake me up with some dumb shit. Because when I take my Ambien, I'm not the same person. Like it's Ambien's fucking weird. And sure enough, being a cunt, she fucking I don't know how long it was, but apparently I had fell asleep, took my Ambien, fell asleep, and then she woke me up and like wanted to argue. I had no memory of this. She wanted to argue and be a bitch, and I don't know. I don't know what happened, but the next day, she was like, "I'm sorry for last night," and I was like, "Did we argue? I know I took my Ambien. I think you might have woke me up," and she was like, "Yeah, I was drunk and I was being a bitch," and she was like, I started to argue, but you were talking different, your speech pattern was different." Like she was like you were very like mellow. You had there was no emotion in your voice. She was like it was really scary. And I was like, well, don't fucking shit. I told you don't fuck with me when I take this shit. And like I never took it to get high. I'm gonna take this and drink. I took it because I knew, and I've always respected like medication for that. Like take it if you have to take it. Don't take it for any fucking reason. There's like other shit like what's the one shit people take? Adderall. Like that's not I know people take that and fucking like speed and shit. I've done it before. Take fucking Adderall, play video games with my buddy because he takes it. But like I don't. That's different. That's not like mind altering. Like Ambien is mind altering. Most like antidepressants, antipsychotics are mind altering. So yeah, insomnia was the point. So I have like really bad insomnia. And I used to take medication for it. Now it was like I said Ambien, and I don't even know what the fuck it else was. And now I take just like Kroger brands like sleep gels, and it helps. But it helps get me there, but also like conditions is big. And I mean, like I think most of the fucking country, Texas and shit, getting hammered with snow, and as are we. And I am very big on climate control. Especially for sleep. I mean, if I'm not comfortable, it's gonna be a bad day. I cannot sleep if I'm sweating. Not sweating. Uh, and I keep my air. I have a window unit air conditioner. We have central air as well, but it's the summer or it's fucking the winter and stuff, and like I can't control that, So it's like heat because it's cold outside. So I keep my window unit in all year round. I always have, fucking my whole entire life. Even when I was like a kid and a teenager and stuff, I always like, Mom, gonna keep my window unit in, and they always let me keep my shit. And with it being crazy and all this shit, snowing and ice and sleet and all that, I guess my air conditioner like froze. The like Freon, I guess froze, or the something in it froze, so it's not working right now, and it is terrible. I have three windows in my room open and my overhead fan open, and it's like 10 degrees out, and I have my windows open and my fan on, and I'm still laying in bed sweating, and it's terrible. So not only do I have these random spells of insomnia, but also now that's like fucking with my sleep. So I haven't been sleeping well at all. I mean, a couple hours a night, and I definitely don't sleep, all the way through. I'm waking up every 20 or 30 minutes, and it's just a fucking shit show. So I think that is definitely playing a part right now on why I found myself in just this, ho hum, what the fuck ever mood. I'm not even playing games as much. Yesterday, I got like sucked into like one game, and I played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. And I used to love those games, both of them. I just downloaded them and I've been playing them. That's all I did yesterday. That's the only game I played. That's like the only thing I really did. And it's just been I've just been like in this weird headspace, and I hate it. I hate being like that because I try to be a good escape and like a shoulder and stuff like that for people. So when people are going through that, people close to me are going through that, I like to be like the one they can kind of escape to or vent to, or all that. And usually the people who are like that don't want to escape themselves, and that's how I am. I don't really like to talk about it too much, which is why I kind of kept debating on doing this episode because I was like, I don't like to talk about it. A lot of people, they want to talk, they want to vent, they want to get it out. They want someone to tell them like it will be okay. You are great, you are enough, you are worthy. And that's not really and that's fine, but that doesn't really work for me. Like I know I know there are people that I talk to, my friends that do that and it means the world to me, but it really when I'm in these moods it doesn't resonate. I'm just kind of like, I know. And that's my whole thought is I know it's going to be better. I know I'm fine. I know life is going to be okay. I know that tomorrow it might be sunshine and rainbows. And but there's pretty much nothing you can tell me that's going to change my mood right now. There's nothing that you can tell me that's not going to make me fucking want to fucking throw my phone against the wall for dumb shit. Thankfully, I don't really have anger problems, so that's not an issue. I've never been like fucking punching holes in walls and shit. I've never been that kind of person. Well, anymore. When I was a kid, I was pretty bad. I was definitely like the angry gamer kid. I would throw my fucking controller. Yeah, but like emotions, I don't get angry or upset and just for no reason do that shit. So I think lack of sleep combined with just kind of the world and just I don't know. I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't. If I had all the answers, this would be a different show. I would be Dr. Phil. God, my ass hurts. So I think another thing that it definitely contributes to some of mine. This is just more my shit is being snowed in. Like I said, there's snow everywhere. The roads are shit, and I live up on like a hill, right? And this is like my house. And in front of my house, there's a steep ass driveway. You can't even drive a car up. And we were moving in. My buddy had like his fucking lifted Ford fucking F-150 whatever fucking big motherfucker truck, and he couldn't even get it up. Like it's a fucking incline. But there's this one, and then over here there's like a side one that's like gravel, and you come up that. That one is just straight up. They're both just ice. They're both just fucking ice hills. Not to mention that my cars are both snowed in, like completely snowed in. And the other day, a couple days ago, before we just had another snow hit, before this like third or fourth big snow hit, I went and like went to the store and did some shit. And getting down my driveway and then back up it was a fucking nightmare. And then now it's like worse because now the car is snowed in again and there's more ice and snow on top of everything. So I'm like basically stuck here. Just set up like to get what's it called? Fucking I can't think of that word. Groceries. I just like set up the thing to get groceries delivered, you know. So I can have my fucking I need milk and sugar and pop and shit. Need my Dr. Pepper. That kind of it's like forced seclusion, which I love seclusion. I love alone time. I don't care how like cool we are. I don't care if you're my best friend in the world and we talk every day. If even in relationships, dating or talking to someone, anything. I like to be alone. I like to be in my own world and just kind of controlling and doing what the fuck I want to do. I like spending time with people to an extent, but I prefer majority of my time to be alone, which is weird. I know it's weird, but I don't know. That's just how it is. It was always like that. I've always been like that, and it's like a lot of it's subconscious. I've caught myself doing it subconsciously. I'll fucking big plans and be like, oh yeah, this day or Tuesday, fucking everything sounds great. Wednesday, it still sounds great. Thursday, it's all right, man. And Friday's the day we're going out. And Friday morning, I'm like, man, I might want to go out. I just hope. And then I have some random rationalization in my head of why maybe I shouldn't go out. And then usually by Friday night, I'm like, listen, guys. And I have some obscure fucking reason. And that's just, I don't know. I like social interactions. That's why I'm big on like Snapchat and stuff. Like, cause I'm down to like look at you and talk to you, but if you want me to actually be around you, that's asking a lot. Thankfully, with COVID, and now the snow. It's a gift and a curse because I still like the option to do stuff. Usually before all that shit, before COVID and especially now the snow and COVID starting not to slow down, but restrictions are starting to lighten up and stuff like that. I like the option to go out. Usually, I used to go out like every Thursday. Every Thursday, I would go. It's like the same bar with like the same people, and that's my crew. And we even have like a Snapchat group still where we still try to like link up. And I like having that option. I used to be in wrestling, so I used to go out on Saturdays. I'd go to the show, and then if we had an after party, we'd go to the sponsor location, or somebody would be like, "Yo, let's all go to my house." Like once I'm out, I'm fine. It's just getting out and not having the option. It kind of drives me crazy because then it's forced seclusion. That's not okay. I don't want to go out, but I want to be able to go out if I want to go out. You know what I mean? So that kind of just then it gives me anxiety because then it's like, well, I'm stuck here. I need to do something. I should be doing something. I should be playing the game. I should be cleaning. I should be building. It gives me anxiety, like being stuck here because I feel like I'm wasting my life, and it's tough. It's very tough. It's funny because I've had anxiety and not even really diagnosed anxiety, just kind of like looking back, it's anxiety based. I'm super socially awkward, you know. When I'm on here, I feel like I'm pretty talkative, but you probably notice when there's a guest here, they do more talking because I'm just very socially awkward. And one of my biggest peeves is being talked over or interrupted. Like, I love everyone, all my friends, all my guests, anyone I talk to on a regular basis. I love y'all, but I legitimately feel like 99.9% of the people in my life overtalk me. And I hate, and so I'm just like, and usually I'm like, oh man, fucking, I was playing this shit, right? And then this month they're like, oh, guess what happened on Thursday? Did you know that so and so did this? And I'm like, oh, okay, damn, that's crazy. And then, like, I intentionally won't start talking about whatever I was trying to tell them because obviously they weren't that interested. If they want to be like, what were you saying? You were playing the game? And then I'll be like, oh yeah, I was just playing the game and fucking dumbass computer. And then you get the short version. And that's just, again, looking back, I was told when I was seeing a therapist and stuff, like, that's anxiety. Like, you're not standing up, you're not speaking out. That's an anxiety thing. And I've always been like that. That's always been how I am. Usually when I drink, I'm a lot more obnoxious and loud and like, shut the fuck up, I'm talking. You know? I don't know, man. I don't even know where the fuck I was going with this point, but looking back, basically, there's a lot of things, anxiety has always been kind of a thing for me. And it always been things like, I have no right to say I have anxiety, and then of course I get diagnosed, I'm like, God, I've been right. Depression was kind of new. I've gone through depression spells because of one thing or another, but dealing with depression is just something within the last few years. Like, I make jokes about it and stuff, but I was really in just a really bad relationship, like last couple years, and my anxiety and my depression kind of kept me there, and I let this person kind of dictate my happiness. You know what I mean? It's funny now because this time last year is when I cut that person out of my life, and now I'm seeing some of my memories and stuff, and back then I kind of thought I was down in this. I was down. I was down deep in the depression hole. But looking back, I can see that I was fighting out of it. When I was down in it, again, you didn't really see that I was. I was on social media posting and being happy and stuff, but I was so fucked up, like in the head. And then when you thought, if you follow my shit, personally, if you thought you were seeing me like he's really depressed, it was actually me fighting out of it. And I'm really proud that I can do this episode and that I can upload these Let's Plays because that person, kind of towards the end right before things were getting cut off, I was getting like just shit on by that person about how stupid this all was, and fucking the game videos and all that stuff, and just how I was just a loser and a piece of shit. I was just getting shit on for everything I did. Like, was just a stupid idea. It was a stupid move. I was legit told, like, Like, no one's gonna care to watch you play video games. You know what I mean? No one's gonna care to watch you talk. Because I wanted to do it was I don't know what it was gonna be, but I wanted to do something like this, and I was planning on just doing a podcast. Like, you realize you're nobody, right? No one's gonna watch that. No one's gonna listen to that. Like, no one cares that you play video games. I was legit told all this shit, and in some of my posts from like a year ago, like seeing in my memories and stuff, I can like see. It doesn't like bring back that feeling, but I'm reminded. Like, I remember posting this video, and like how happy I look and how I'm talking, like everything seems great, but literally like I was fucking like crying 10 minutes before because I was told that was stupid. You know what I mean? Like, it was a shit show. I don't play my own blast, but that's why I'm not afraid to make jokes about how shitty the relationship was or how shitty that person was, because they were just a fucking scumbag. You know what I mean? Like, looking back, I know now, like, I'm happy that I'm crawled out. And, like, those memories are great because I forget which one it was. But I shared it the other day. It was one of my posts. It was one of my vlogs. I'm going to them, hey everybody, what's going on, guys? Thanks for stopping by. I'm doing all that, and literally I can see it in my eyes that I'm just fucked. And I remembered making that video and just being like, I literally made that video just to escape, just to not be Nick and just be the GreatKingTitan for 10 minutes. Because like it kind of goes back to wrestling. That's how wrestling was. When shit wasn't right in the world, when something was wrong, if I was sad or angry or whatever, I could go be Titan for those 10 minutes and nothing else mattered. I didn't think about anything else. And even, the last like year of my wrestling career, like 6 months of my wrestling before I took time off, that window was getting smaller, because I had to be around this toxic person all the time and then go to wrestling with that person and there was no escape. It went from being around my friends and everything's great and fun to I can't wait to just get through the curtain. Can I get through the curtain so I can? Literally, that was when it really shrunk down to, those 10 minutes, curtain to curtain, was all I had, and that's it. That played a big role in me taking time off. I was trying to kind of find my direction in life and finish school, get my head on straight, and I was depressed, but also because that person took from me that environment. Then it was like, fuck, I gotta go to wrestling. Fuck, I gotta deal with this. I gotta go be around these people. I gotta go deal with this bullshit, and just fucking truck. Can't wait till my music hits. When my music hits, I'll be fine. And it was, and I would go out there, and everything was fantastic, and I would have fun, and I would like let it all out, and then you come back through the curtain, and it was just like fucking like 8 Mile, snap back to reality. Here's fucking tragedy, whatever the fuck he says, and I was just like fuck. And it came, I loved wrestling, but I got to the point where I was just dreading dealing with it. And like that person was a catalyst. They were starting beef, whatever fuck you want to call it, problems between me and other people. And I was just like, that didn't need to happen. But because I was in that situation, I was obligated to be there. There's a lot of fucked up shit I could say about a certain situation that would probably change a lot of people's views on it because there were a lot of lies and manipulation. But I'm not gonna do it. If you know what I'm talking about, DM me. I'll fucking spill the beans. I don't give a fuck. I guess my big question mark right now on everything, and one of my big anxiety and even still depression fueled things, is like the future. Everything feels on hold. When I finished school, I was like, cool, I got these options, and then the world's still shut down. A lot of places aren't hiring. I had plans of things I was going to do, and a lot of that's just not possible right now with COVID still being kind of a thing. I get anxious about that, and it's hard. It's very hard. It's hard to deal with. So, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I play video games. I go into my fucking fake worlds. I go fucking live in Night City, Skyrim. I go do that shit to kind of take my mind off of everything for a while. I'll have a drink or 15. I'm thankfully it's not a thing where I wake up every day and drink. I don't drink every day. A lot of times, like, these are my first drinks today, and I probably won't have any more when I stop recording. A lot of it's for this, or if I'm recording a Let's Play, I'll have a drink while I do that. Just because I know it kind of... First off, it's hard for me, being socially awkward, to just sit and talk anyway. So, I need some liquid courage. I thought I was gonna drink this whole thing, and I've had one, not even a whole glass. So the last thing I want to talk about, it's not even talk about. This is just one. You hear it and you see it all the time, especially with mental health being so big. Is don't be afraid to talk to somebody or people, regardless of if you gotta go public, go on Facebook and say, yo, I gotta talk to somebody, message me, and put your fucking phone number. I don't know. Do what you gotta do. Don't hold it in. I am very big, like I said, on my seclusion, my alone time, but I am almost always on my phone. I'm always if something is really bad, I know there are people I can message. I know there are people I can talk to, and I'd like to be that. So don't be afraid to reach out to me. You can find me anywhere on social media at GreatKingTitan. If you want to message me, feel free. If you're going through some bad shit, something bad's happening, something sad, or you just don't feel like yourself. I was very disassociated today, where I just didn't feel like myself. I felt like I was doing things that I felt like I should be doing because that's what I do. I turned on my Xbox and I made my coffee just because that's what I do every day. And I didn't feel like it was me. I felt like almost it was a third person for like view. Like it's just me going through the motions. And that sucks. Being like that, disassociation sucks. Especially like I've never really had suicidal thoughts, thank God. I've had that feeling of I wish I didn't exist, or I wish I wasn't myself. But I've never been like, God, I just need to go kill myself. Like I can't imagine being that bad. Even when I was in my most depressed state, I never thought about killing myself. I was always, like I said, I was like, God, I just wish I wasn't me. I just wish I didn't exist. But I never like thought about doing anything or wanted to do it to hurt myself. But if you do, reach out. Reach out to your best friend or your brother, your sister, your parents, your mother, your father, grandparents, somebody. There's a lot of people who want you here. So reach out to them, and you know that. A lot of people, I know a lot of times people will tell themselves like, nobody loves me, nobody cares, but someone cares. Like I care. Reach out to me, whoever you are watching. I mean, I still have a pretty close knit group that follows me and watches my stuff, and I love everybody who watches my stuff. So reach out if you're ever in a bad place, if you ever need someone to drink a beer with you, if you ever need to just fucking escape and play a video game or just talk. Reach out to me. If you have my number, text me, social media, DM me. You fucking send me an email. I don't even know if people do that. Send me a fucking email. Fucking GreatKingTitan at Gmail. And just don't be afraid to talk to somebody. Definitely don't be afraid to seek medication or to seek therapy, because that shit can help. Because it helped me. It fucking does. But I couldn't take medication because I honestly couldn't afford it. And when I moved and my insurance switched, so I started like seeing somebody, and it helped. They're not going to give you a magical phrase that's going to heal you, but getting it out and talking and having constructive, like sympathetic, constructive criticism is what I feel like therapy is. So don't be afraid to reach out to a professional or just some asshole in a t-shirt and a 666 hat. Find something like this that at least gets you. I know this is me buried up to my fucking shit in my neck and fucking mental health issues now because I'm talking about it, but find some way, find something that makes you happy and pursue that. So that is gonna do it for me for this week. I don't know. I don't know where fuck I'm going from here. Next week we'll see what the fuck happens. I'll have another one next week, right? Do me a favor, if you've made it this far, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Take 5 minutes, go watch one of my old videos. My gaming videos are like my fucking baby, Those are my things. I love doing those, and I love comments and people telling me they're cool. I had people asking me about certain games and stuff like that, and that stuff's just cool. So do me a favor, take a couple minutes to watch those. If not, it's alright. Thank you for watching Titan Uncensored. Talk to somebody if you need it. Talk to me if you need it. Reach out. You know what they said, Bill and Ted, right? Let's reach out and touch somebody. Smack a pedophile or two. Be excellent to each other, and definitely be excellent to yourself. That's a wrap. Let's go.